Good evening, YouTube. Hope everybody is doing alright. It's Wednesday, so that means, once again, we're halfway to the weekend. I just finished up over there at Mel Harris's live giveaway. And it was a lot of fun. And I believe he'll have the full video up for everybody to watch. So if you missed the live feed, go over there and check it out. Well, got my Maro Armanellini. I don't know, hadn't had this thing out in a while. This was the first actual briar pipe I got. You know, it's a nice little bent Dublin. I'm not sure if this one is from the 60s, or excuse me, from the 70s or the 80s. But usually when you find pipes from this guy, they're just these great big old huge freehands. But this one's just a nice little rusticated bent Dublin. That light over there ain't helping any. There it is. Well, maybe you can see it. I don't know. It's an old pipe and it smokes great. In it, got the Billy Bud Blonde. Really enjoying this stuff. I do plan on reviewing this stuff later in the week. But anyway, tonight's video, I don't plan on running it very long, so hopefully we can keep it under 10 minutes, so we'll just get going on it. Now, I don't remember the exact date, time that I started, smoking a pipe full term. I want to say it was the end of July, beginning of August last year. And I've been doing the YouTube videos since April. But I've been smoking a pipe full time, I guess you could say, for over a year now. Now, I had tried it off and on several times over the years, but it never really stuck until about a year ago. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about my pipe journey so far. If you watched my first video, I think I made mention of it, that the reason I turned to the pipe this go around is because it was something that always kind of fascinated me, and I was wanting to get off the cigarettes and the chewing tobacco. But it kind of turned into a whole lot more than that. I don't think I'll ever go back to any other form of tobacco other than the pipe and the occasional cigar ever again. Now, what I didn't mention in my first video is before I started the pipe, I was having a real bad issue with anxiety. And anxiety attacks. And one night it got so bad that I literally had to leave work because of it. It felt like I was about ready to black out, or pass out, I guess would be the more appropriate term. And it wasn't too long after that that I took up the pipe. And I gotta say, I don't know what it is about the pipe, but there's just a certain relaxation that it brings. Whenever you smoke your pipe, you focus on it, and it just takes your mind away and off of everything else. And ever since I started smoking a pipe, not once have I ever had, an issue with anxiety ever again. But over the last year, I've kind of done a lot of exploring, discovering blends that I really like, blends, that are just okay. And then there's the blends that have found their way into my permanent rotation. I think I mentioned before, that I really like the Virginia blends. Virginia Periques, Burleys. I especially like Dark Fire Kentucky. This here is just one of a few Orientals I tried, or at least I think it's an Oriental. I still haven't done any research on it or anything, and I plan to review it later this week. And English blends. I really like a few English blends, but they're not really at the top of my list. But I do enjoy, a healthy dose of Latakia every once in a while. But I have to say the top blends that have made it into my, excuse me, permanent rotation. And I'll try and list them off the top of my head here. I didn't make a list. Let's see, there's Captain Black Royal. There's Sir Walter Raleigh, original. Old Joe Krantz, Haunted Bookshop, War Horse Bar, Orlick Golden Slice is kind of, excuse me, my turn to tin tobacco. Night Train is another great burley that I like to keep on hand. Peter Stokkebye's Luxury Bullseye Flake, yeah, it'd be Bullseye Flake. Anyway, there's several of them that I'll keep around. But I don't know, just the hobby itself, I've really come to love, and I really enjoy it. I've really kind of immersed myself into it. Over the past year, it's been more about collecting all the different tobaccos that I could get my hands on. I do plan to continue doing that as funds allow in the future. But I would also kind of like to start expanding my pipe collection a little bit more. And I'm just now kind of starting to get into restoring estate pipes. And I plan to make a few of my own pipes in the future. But I just kind of want to get a feel for what I'm doing, by restoring them first. That's not really a too in-depth look, over the last year. I do plan to do a full video on that in the future. I was just kind of sitting here reflecting on it a little bit as I was puffing on this here. And this was the pipe here that started it all for me. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get off here. I'm going to try and keep it under 10 minutes for once. So, y'all have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy a good pipe. And we will talk to y'all later.